Welcome back to another episode of Studio G. I'm Catherine Ho.
And I'm Rio Lockenlally. Republican candidate Donald Trump is making accusations that the election is rigged against him. I spoke to Mr. Trump's national spokesperson at the final presidential debate about voter fraud and undecided voters. Take a look.
Because at the end of the day, whether you're talking about, videos from 10, 15 years ago or unsubstantiated allegations, people still have to get up in the morning and go to work. They still have to feed their families. They want a job to look forward to. And those are the things that are really important to voters.
So for those still undecided, why should they vote for Trump?
Well, you will have a choice in November, and undecided voters really are going to be considered, like I just said. It's about jobs and the economy, not so much personality, even though that's what we see a lot happening during the campaign trail, particularly with media narratives. But Donald Trump is the only one in this race that's not bought and paid for. He is the one that is committed to the American public. He owes no one anything. There are no special interests that he owes. There are no lobbyists that he's going to have to please when he becomes in office. And that's why he's committed to also draining the swamp in Washington, D.C. Most Americans know that our government and our politicians have been corrupt for a very long time. There's a lot of dark money involved in politics. A lot of decisions are being made that are not in the best interest of the American people. And in November, people will have a choice to fix that.
Now, is it acceptable for Trump to be saying that the election is rigged?
And I think it's really important moving forward that we highlight some of the instances in the past, like the voter intimidation we've seen at some of the polling, like the fact that there are counties, for example, like in Philadelphia, where there have been instances of voter fraud. And what Mr. Trump is talking about isn't this widespread voter fraud that the media is perpetuating. We're talking about specific counties that actually determine where a state falls. I think it's really important if those counties come down to 300 or 400 votes that we look at those very closely.
Well, thank you so much, Katrina, for joining us today. For Studio G, this is Rio Lockenlally. I guess we'll have to wait until November 8th to find out if Donald Trump will accept the results of this election.
San Francisco 49ers quarterback Colin Kaepernick continues taking a stand against the American flag and anthem. Reporter Lamitra Miller has the story.
NFL player Colin Kaepernick's views on the national anthem is still the same. Kaepernick continues to kneel during the national anthem and also continues to get booed. In a recent press interview, Kaepernick, wearing a Muhammad Ali t-shirt, does not hold back how he feels.
I don't understand what's un-American about fighting for liberty and justice for everybody, for the equality that this country says it stands for.
Many Americans do not share his views on kneeling during the national anthem. But Kaepernick says he don't understand why it's so un-American about fighting for liberty and justice for everybody.
It's something that has to be addressed. And until, us as people recognize and address that some of us have privilege, some of us don't.
Kaepernick also asks, what does the Muhammad Ali t-shirt stands for?
To pay homage. He was someone that he fought a very similar fight and, was trying to do what's right for the people.
It would seem that many Americans are against the beliefs of Kaepernick, so this fight will continue. Reporting for Studio G, I'm Lamitra Miller.
Kaepernick is expected to continue kneeling during football games and will most likely do so in his game against the Patriots on November 20th. You know, what's funny, I actually know him. I went to school with him.
Oh, that's crazy. Did you think, knowing him back then, that he would be such an activist in this big movement?
No, not at all. But you know what? I love that he stands for, what he stands for, and he's going through with it.
I know, it's really inspiring. Thousands of National Guardsmen are now being asked to return bonuses they received when they re-enlisted. A federal investigation found officers committing fraud when fictitious claims were made about the paid incentives needed for getting reenlistment into the National Guard. The Department of Defense is now going after the soldiers who were involved and asking for the bonuses back. The California National Guard has come out saying they have no authority to demand for the money back. The Pentagon says they will take a closer look at what funds must be returned.
The Las Vegas Pride Parade turned Fremont Street into a runway last Friday where thousands of people celebrated the LGBTQ community. Adanya Ramirez went to celebrate the festivities and brought us the story.
parade on Fremont Street where thousands of people from all over the world are uniting to celebrate what they say is a day full of diversity, full of color, and full of acceptance.
It was the moment to demonstrate acceptance to not only the LGBTQ community, but to everyone, as a theme celebrating diversity resonated through Fremont Street last Friday. In one of the biggest pride parades Las Vegas has seen, the public shouted with excitement that this election has caused a greater acceptance of the community, with more kids attending, easier access to the parade, and better control.
It's a safe place to be. It's a place where you find friends, and it's not about sex, it's about friendship and community.
I traded my husband in 22 years ago on a younger woman. It was the best swap I ever made.
Many say it represents a transition time in history where LGBTQ acceptance is more prevalent than ever before, in the hopes that the future president will embrace diversity stay high.
I'm married, and I have a great opportunity right now about what happened in 2013. And we are hoping that Hillary Clinton wins this year.
Metro walked in the parade along with dozens of companies, organizations, and politicians showcasing their support while having fun themselves. An array of races, genders, and ages flooded the streets as they danced down 4th Street up to Ogden Avenue to show their pride and support for the community.
We can continue to come together as one and teach these children that it's okay if you have two moms, two dads, or whatever. It's not nothing about the race or sex. It's about the education that we're giving forward on the unity of what we have right now and what we're out here celebrating.
The happiness lingered throughout the week with over 20,000 people attending the weekend-long festivities, making it one of the biggest Pride Parade festivals Vegas has ever seen. Reporting for Studio G, Idania Ramirez.
The event brings hundreds of tourists from all over the world, and many expect to come back for next year's Pride Parade.
Have you ever been to a Pride Parade, Catherine?
I've actually never been to one, but it looks really, really fun. Have you?
They are. I haven't been to one here, but I've gone to one in DC last summer. It was a ton of fun. It was really hot, but it was really fun.
Cool. I look forward to going to one day. And when we come back, a new attraction that'll give you a good scare and a clean car.
Stay tuned.
I'm Kylie O'Rourke.
Shervin Mushuri.
I'm Langston Carter.
Hi, I'm Holly.
My name is Anna.
My name is Jameson Wilk.
Window on the Middle East.
Spinning Indie.
Good News with Holly.
It's Jazz and a Touch of Soul.
It's Latin Nights with Anna.
The Rebel and Revolt Show.
And you can check it out on therebelhd2.com.
More Than Music Mondays. Rap, hip hop, R&B too. I like to play like any new upcoming music, new albums, new mixtapes. I like to open up with maybe kind of like a hype song that gives people energy. Just play any type of good music and then give people like a rundown what's going on currently in hip hop. Just good vibes, good music. A lot of radio stations don't keep up with playing good music. So that's really the goal. This is Jalen Young on More Than Music Mondays. Check me out on the Rebel HD2.
Sunday evening jazz. I mainly play a lot of contemporary jazz music from the 1960s up until about 2012, 2013. When I go on, just explain who it was, the name of the song, the name of the artist, maybe the name of the album, their career. I just hope that everybody enjoys it and appreciate it for the kind of music it is and how great it is. My name is Sam and I host Sunday Evening Jazz on the rebelhd2.com.
Not all goodbyes are a bad thing, especially if it leads to something good. Walking Dead star Steven Yeun gave audiences a tearful goodbye on Sunday night during the season 7 finale of his show The Walking Dead. His character Glenn Rhee was brutally killed off by newfound villain Negan. There was a lot of speculation leading up to his death on the show. Critics and fans are now commenting on the lack of Asian representation in Hollywood, especially after Yeun was killed off. Yeun started his acting career back in 2005 against his parents' wishes, but after getting involved in the industry, his parents became more accepting of his career. Yun is one of the major cast members on the biggest AMC show, and he's still working hard to earn these sort of movie and TV auditions that reflect his success in Hollywood. Yun told The Wrap back in July that it's just how it is now and he has to forge his own path through and see it through. He is currently writing and producing his own projects in hopes to provide more roles for Asian actors. The number of lead roles offered to Asian Americans has dwindled over the years. Yun hopes his new career as a producer and writer will help shed positive light on the Asian community and offer more representation in the following years. I'll definitely keep a lookout for his future projects.
A voting selfie by Justin Timberlake is causing a stir in his home state of Tennessee this morning. The pop star flew from California back to his hometown of Memphis, Tennessee, to vote in person for the election. While at the voting booth, Timberlake posted a selfie on Instagram as he was about to cast his ballot inside a polling station Monday. But that appears to be a big no-no. Tennessee's governor signed a bill allowing people to use their phones at polling stations for information purposes, but prohibits taking photos or videos.
After the break, James Schaefer clears up the fog about this week's weather.
The show's name is the Rebel and Revolt Show. Pretty good show about, just someone who will actually talk about UNLV the way an outsider might feel. We talk about current events, we talk about politics, try to take an offensive swing with it. Sometimes it's hit or miss, and then we talk about, the little things in life that everybody laughs about. And we are the Rebels and we are revolting. My name is Jameson Wilk and I run the Rebel and Revolt Show, and you can tune in at therebelhd2.com.
My name is Walter from Deep Thought.
My name is Bruce Gill. I'm the host of La Alternativa.
Perfect Music Radio with me, Lily.
My name is Sam and I host Sunday Evening Jazz.
I am Rockin' Gemini.
This is Jalen Young on More Than Music Mondays.
And listen to us on the Rebel HD2.
Well, thank you for joining us for a little weather recap. First, let's start it off by looking at our highs and lows. 81 degrees Fahrenheit for our highs and lows at 78. But that's not all too shocking because we are finally getting down to those low 70s. It is something we'll see for the rest of the week, but what we really need to talk about is what happened in Los Angeles. They're seeing the same storms that we will see for the rest of the week. Something like what we saw this morning, which was that fog from the first 3 hours of the day. Now, as we can see for the rest of the day, we can see that 83 is going to be our high for the week as we get down to 65 for Friday. And on top of that, we'll have a couple rain chances for Thursday night and Friday morning. We get to look forward to that, so make sure to break out the umbrellas. For the rest of the valley, though, however, let's look from Centennial all the way down to Boulder City. And, of course, we see a range of about 6. That's the margin that we're dealing with. So if you're anywhere in the valley, it's not going to be too big of a shock if you see any weather from Centennial all the way down to Boulder City, but there will be a little bit of wind over in Nellis, so make sure not to fly any kites out near Nellis, or planes for that matter. From the northwest all the way down to the northeast, we are finally seeing things that we should see for fall and winter. Snow. I know, it's crazy, but we will see some snow, and the rest of the country is going to see that rain. Anyway, if we're looking at the rest of that, we're finally seeing the weather that we need for fall. And of course, we saw that weather this morning, and I have to say, if I might be so forward to say it, it was all fogged up.
It definitely was. It was foggy out there for sure.
Yeah. But thankfully, I think we'll look for some cooler weather for the rest of the week, which means
I sure hope so.
A lot more clothes. I'll have to cover up a lot more and finally wear a sweater, I think.
I love sweater season.
And I think coming up, we'll have Hunter Hopewell to join us in the studio to talk about his budding career in film. Stay tuned.
As far as Studio G, at first it looks overwhelming, and at first it looks like it's a lot of work, but I'll tell you what, it's the most beneficial class I've had at UNLV to date, without a doubt. You get to not only develop stories and work on your interviewing skills, your editing skills, and your shooting skills from a camera perspective, you get to work on all the equipment that's in the studio. So you're working on audio, you're working on directing, tech directing, you get to produce your own show. You can take a 30-minute newscast and make it your own. And that's really cool about Studio G. Like I said, a lot of it seems overwhelming at first, but it is by far the best class I've taken at UNLV since I've been here.
you don't get to do an internship, you have to do an internship. It's one of the requirements for a journalism major is you have to do an internship before you can graduate.
Definitely having an internship as a requirement really helps push yourself out there and to just remind you that that your graduation is coming up soon. You're going to have to need some work experience in your career. So it's really good to put yourself out there early on, and they tend to help students a lot more. So when you do a student internship, it really helps out a lot.
Welcome back to Studio G. Hunter Hopewell is a UNLV film major who's already making an explosive debut in the film world. The Henderson native has made commercials for Staples, Crayola, and Marriott. His biggest accomplishment to date, a PSA that was presented an award from the United Nations. Let's take a look.
What, are you gonna put D for dork? What's up, loser? Hey, I'm talking to you.
Wow, that was a powerful PSA.
Thank you.
Why did you choose bullying as your topic?
You know, I was bullied myself my freshman year of high school, actually.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that.
Yeah, and it's something that a lot of students go through all throughout the country. So I just wanted to promote the message that bullying hurts and kindness heals more than most people realize. And you know, I'm a film major now at UNLV, and I thought, what better way to do that than make a video about it?
It's really great that you can use, what you love to show, what you really care about.
Absolutely.
So great to see that you're passionate about it. So the United Nations, can you tell me about that experience? How was that?
Yeah, it was great. I mean, I got to enter this contest, and then one day, I was actually studying abroad at the time, and I got an email, and it said, "Congratulations, you've won first place."
That's amazing.
Yeah, thank you. And so I was in Spain at the time, and then I'm like, okay, I'm gonna fly from Spain to New York, and I'd never been to New York before. And yeah, then I showed up, I got to go to the United Nations. It was for the Peace in the Streets Global Film Festival, and I got to meet Ambassador Chowdhury, and he handed me the award, and it was a surreal experience, yeah. And I'm actually going back to the United Nations this Friday for the same reason, yeah.
Well, that's gonna be so much fun. So tell me, what are you working on now?
Great question. I have my own production company called Rock Comedy Film, and we make a lot of videos. We do commercials, like you mentioned, and right now I'm actually working on my first feature film.
Oh wow, that's so exciting!
Yeah, I'm excited about it too. I've submitted a script to UNLV. They give a grant to one team of film students every year. Johnny Brendan does. And I'm hoping that my film gets that grant this year. I just got the email that I have a pitch meeting set up with them for this week.
Wow.
So yeah, fingers crossed there. I'm really hoping.
So are you able to tell us a little bit what it's about, or
no.
Secret?
No. Sure. It's about these 3 YouTubers who enter a contest to get their own sketch show. So yeah, it's kind of based loosely off some of my experiences. Me and James, who was doing the weather a second ago, we used to make YouTube videos together when we were back in 3rd grade, so it's kind of crazy to see how far he's come now, so yeah.
Cool. So you have all these accomplishments. Where do you see yourself taking them in the future? What are your dreams?
Great question again. My dream for years and years has been to be a cast member on Saturday Night Live. I'd love to follow in the footsteps of someone like an Adam Sandler, who has taken that. He's gone from stand-up to SNL to acting in movies, and now he has his own production company. So I think that's SNL is like a gateway to an entertainment career that I would really love.
So you must be really good at impressions, right?
I don't know about really good.
Do you have any particular ones you can do for me right now?
Sure. Let me get into character here. Okay. Donald Trump. Do you know Donald Trump?
No, I don't know.
Oh no.
Let's hear it.
All right, look, we're here at Studio G. This is really tremendous, really a fantastic time here. Bullying, you were talking about bullying. I should know about bullying. It's a tremendously bigly issue, Catherine. Can I call you Catherine? Great to be here, Catherine.
Is it huge?
It's huge. It's an huge, bigly, tremendously, hugely big problem. It's rigged, too.
I love that. That was great.
Thank you. Thank you.
I can see you on SNL doing Donald Trump.
Thank you. Yeah.
Do you have any more?
Nope, just, yeah.
No, you have to have more.
I do.
So let's say you go audition for SNL. What would you do? Would you do impressions, or how would you show your range as an actor?
Yeah, I would love to do stuff like how Andy Samberg's done with the SNL digital shorts because of my video background.
Yeah.
I do Owen Wilson.
Wait, can we please hear that one?
Sure.
I love his impressions.
Oh man, I'm still in Trump mode right now.
Get into character.
Wow, we're here on Studio G, and I'm talking to you. Look at this, you got the lights. It's a beautiful set. I wish you guys could see the set. It's really beautiful. There's my camera. I thought it was here. That's okay. Wow.
You're great in Wedding Crashers, man.
Oh yeah, thank you. Vince Vaughn was a hoot to work with. Yeah.
That was great.
Thank you so much.
Yeah. So you want to do SNL, and would you like to produce any more films? Like you said, you want to be like Adam Sandler. Are you doing comedy? Like what genre?
Yeah, usually a lot of it's comedy. I also do stand-up from time to time, which I think is another important facet to have when you're trying to be on Saturday Night Live.
Right.
A lot of my shorts, the one about bullying, Numbskull, is on the more serious side, a more serious look at bullying. But I'd ultimately love to make comedies, feature comedies, with heart, if that makes sense.
It makes total sense. It's great to see that you can do both serious and comedy. So
Thanks
it's great.
so much.
You have a great range. You're going to do well. I can see it. I see a big future for you.
Thank you. I really appreciate that.
Okay. See, as an actor, you have to think on your feet. So whatever
Right.
happens. You roll with the show, right?
Right. Do you want? I can do another one. You want one more?
Quick one, yeah.
Quick one. Do you know Stewie from Family Guy?
Oh, I love Stewie.
Me too.
Hey, Brian. Woo! We're here on UNLV Studio G, and it's just such a fun time. Woo!
Deuces, right? What does he always say? With the deuce?
With the deuce.
That's really, really cool.
Thank you.
You're going to do great.
Thanks so much.
So, thank you for joining us today, Hunter. And when we come back, a spooky attraction that will give you a good scare and a clean car.
My goal is to be an on-air personality, and that's what my career is. It feels really incredible because I've been wanting to do something like this for my whole entire life since I was little.
I mean, it's an opportunity to express myself, get my voice out in public, and get heard for things that I feel strongly about.
This station helped me out a lot, gave me a lot of information I didn't know about a radio station in general.
I mean, it was really easy to get a show here. I took the classes and did the shadowing. They give you a lot of freedom to do what you like, and I feel like there's a lot of support in places you can get answers to.
It's just an incredible experience because I could take what I learned here and I could turn it into something more.
Oh, the station's great. You make friends, you gain skills, you learn how to do all this stuff with audio. It's a fantastic thing.
I can grow with everyone, and everybody supports me as well as I can support them.
I think it's great. I think it's a blessing to have this kind of equipment from the Grüner-Spahn family as well as the state of Nevada.
And it's really informative to see, how a radio show really works.
Now that I do it, I have friends, I have people that want to hang out, and I get to play music a lot.
It's very good too because we have all the top of the line equipment to work with and students here that can help you out, so it's a very, very good way to get involved in the radio.
A woman in North Carolina wanted to teach her husband a lesson about wasting money on Powerball tickets, and it backfired on her in the best way imaginable. 57-year-old Glenda Blackwell's husband, Buddy, asked her to buy 2 Powerball tickets over the weekend. She said she wanted to make the point that tickets were a waste of money, But lo and behold, the ticket amounted to a win of $415,000, and that was after taxes. The couple said that they will use the money to set up a college fund for their granddaughters, and Glenda says she won't be buying lottery tickets after this.
As Halloween is quickly approaching, there are many things you can do to get in the spirit. You can start by going to a haunted house, visiting a pumpkin patch, or getting your car washed. Shine Express Car Wash in Arlington, Texas has been offering suds and scares for the last 3 years. During the Halloween season, they offer people a haunted car wash attraction. Through most of the car wash, visitors' windows are completely covered in soap with no way of telling who or what could be hiding on the outside.
It's just something we do for the guys, the little kids when they get out of school. Like I said, it's a night stuff. We turn out the lights. Some of my workers put on some masks, try to scare the kids once they go through the tunnel.
Visitors of the car wash should be prepared to see employees in masks, smoke machines, and terrifying props all around. The 2-in-1 experience gives you a sparkling ride and a fright you will never forget.
I'm going to take a hard pass on that one. I would rather wash my own car.
It actually looks kind of fun to me. I don't know. I kind of would do. I don't do haunted houses, but if I'm safe in my car.
I don't know. Just the fact that you're in neutral and you can't get out of there until it's over.
I guess that does kind of make it more freaky.
But I mean, you can let me know how that goes.
I will.
Well, thank you for tuning in today. I'm Rio Lockenlolly.
And I'm Catherine Ho. Follow us on social media. And if you're interested in getting more local news, be sure to pick up an issue of The Rebel Yell.
See you tomorrow for another episode of Studio G.